We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Our guest, Davidson County Sheriff Darren Hall, taking your calls if you'd like to join, 737-7587. You said there was someone that was stopped with a point. Now, keep in mind, it's illegal. Your DUI if it's .08.
Right.
All right. And everyone has different degrees of how they handle liquor, but there's someone .40. What's that?
Yeah, I was in Kentucky working years ago, and I just remember, and by the way, I mean, the unofficial thought is that .40 you're dead. Your body and your mind are legally beyond what is able to be functioning.
Yeah, so eventually that just shuts down and you stop breathing.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And this, by the way, this person was known to go into Walmart and drink antifreeze. I mean, just as an example, but there are people who around here who will blow a .3 something. Well, the average person can't ever get there without throwing up, passing out. I mean, they're not going to be able to get in a car and drive around town. Just literally couldn't get in the vehicle.
No way.
But there are people, because of their drinking habits and problems, who maintain a certain level of alcohol in their system because they drink not all the time, but let's say every day a certain amount of alcohol is in their system. And you pour more on top of that, and they're gonna hit a 2.3 or 2.4 or 2.5, whatever that number is, which means they literally are 4 or 5 times the legal limit. But it's not like people think, where a person who doesn't drink hardly at all goes out and overdoes it. Very, very, very rare is that person going to get to a 2.5 or a 2.6 or a 2.7 before they would pass out or be able to even get behind the wheel physically. And people misread that. Most people who get a DUI have driven drunk hundreds of times. Some people say 100. I've always heard 200. And I believe that the truth is, people who drink and drive, the ones who are worried about it, don't do it. The ones who get out and have their drinks, they're thinking they're going to make it home. Typically, they have a drinking problem. The evidence is there.
So it's very rare, and I do not drink and drive. I mean, I'll have a cocktail once in a while, and my wife doesn't drink, so she drives. But if you were to say that I went to a holiday party and had a couple glasses of champagne and then foolishly got behind the wheel to drive, which I would not do, but did, and got pulled over and got a DUI right then, and that clearly, based on what I've said, I've never done it before. That's the rarity.
Yeah,
that's the exception to the rule. You just got burned the one time you did it, and you deserve it, and I get everything that I do. I deserve it, but that's the exception to the rule.
It's the exception to the rule, and the reality of it is that the level of drinking problem varies, obviously, but the person who is arrested for DUI on Thanksgiving night, let's just use that one because we just went through it. If you drill down into it, has an issue, an addiction to alcohol. That's just the way it is. Not everybody, I'm not saying every case, but the vast majority of people that are getting DUIs, have some addiction to it. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah, and like that's stunning when you say some people believe they've done it 200 times before. It's crazy. Let's go to Margie. Hi, Margie.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask the sheriff one question. What happened to the councilman that got, he had pulled his shirt off, pulled up to the service station and followed 2 suspects that got shot? I wondered what happened to him.
That's a great question,
Councilman Green, which you're not investigating, but the PD, I don't know. It's been quiet since. You're probably, I don't know that you know more than we do in the news biz, but it's an intriguing story.
Yeah, I don't know any more than what I've read and heard. I've seen Councilman Green out, I think, or at the council meeting a few weeks back. But other than that, it was a bizarre sequence of events, and clearly the arrest of the other person hasn't happened.
That's really the thing that surprises me, Sheriff. I mean, you'll end up incarcerating the individual, but that picture's been out there. This is a local kid, well, not kid, but he's 18, I think, and they put it out, 18 or 19, who's wanted for questioning, and they haven't found him? That's stunning to me. I mean, he may have just split town or something like that, but Councilman Green at this point is not charged with any crime. He clearly right now, according to the police, is a victim. Here's a guy that was shot 3 times. Holy cow. And he's back. More to come on that story, though. I'll be curious if they do catch this individual, what this person says about how things went down. But again, Councilman Green is not charged with anything at this point. It's just a very, very odd story. We'll take a break and be back with one more segment right after this.